Hello, my name is Robert Sagati, also known as the Commenting Collector. Welcome to this week's show, and it's not sponsored by any of those slot games. Geez, it's everywhere you turn on YouTube. Talk about guerrilla marketing. I'm in sales myself, and I don't begrudge advertisers helping subsidize content, but enough is enough of these slot game advertisements. Those bells and whistles, it's enough to drive one crazy. Anyway, that's my little rant for the day. Uh, Let me know if there's any of the ads that are particularly annoying for any of you guys out there. Anyway, on this episode, we'll have the drawing for the retired NFL players that transition to actors, and we'll give away those cards. And that's the reason I'm all decked up in my football fandom gear. I prefer baseball, but we're kind of leading up to the beginning of the NFL season. Plus, the last two videos, I spotlighted the NFL players that transitioned to actors. We're doing the giveaway, so I thought I would get into the spirit of things. So that's why I'm wearing the Vikings gear. And also, I'm going to do a Topps Heritage Hanger Box rip. And lastly, I'll address the state of the channel, not necessarily in that order. But anyway, I hope everyone had a great week. Thanks for taking the time to view this episode. And thanks again for the kind birthday wishes. I had a great time. Ended up going bowling with my wife, my father, and his girlfriend. I really enjoy bowling. I don't do it as often as I would like. I'm lucky to maybe go once a year. But we ended up bowling 2 games, and I'm no Earl Anthony or Ernie McCracken, but my goal is basically to break 100. And lo and behold, the first game I got like a 110, so I achieved that. But really shocked myself. The second game, I actually bowled a 145, so I was really happy with that. Any other bowlers out there? Let me know in the comments what you think about bowling, or maybe you follow some of those professional bowlers, or maybe even collect some cards. I think it was 3D 80s kid that may have shown a bowling card or two on his channel. Can't remember, but let me know what your thoughts are on bowling. Um, I also want to give a shout out to Orlando from Collector's Dream. He recently released a video which he named his all YouTube team with channels that have less than 200 subscribers, and yours truly made the bench. So cool. I mean, I've been creating content now for the last 3 months. This is actually my 13th regular video. I've done several shorts, but so I haven't been doing this too long, but I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I know when I was a guest appearance on Mike Junkwack's Heroes 2-year anniversary show, that was really a thrill. So thanks, Orlando from Collector's Dream. You're truly a class act. I appreciate it. Now, please allow me to take a couple minutes to talk about what's in store for the Commenting Collectors channel going forward. Of course, I'd like to do more spotlights on my extensive unopened pack collection you all see behind me. Then I usually like to talk about the television and movies that are associated with those. Done a couple of those so far, so I hope you've enjoyed those. And I'd like to do more mail days. I actually was fortunate enough to win an REA lot this last summer auction, so that should be arriving any day. Don't want to give away too much on it. I want to save it for the video, but I will say it was a rare unopened pack, and I'll leave it at that. I also acquired a 1950 Jackie Robinson item, and I won't give any more details, but uh, stay tuned for that on an upcoming video. Of course, I'm constantly, and probably to my pocketbooks, the detriment of my pocketbook, I've been, buying things off of eBay. So those are coming, and I'll share some of those with you all. And also, I have a PSA return coming. I did one PSA reveal earlier. It was the LeBron James Cal Ripken. So I've got a few cards that I had submitted coming back soon, and I'll be happy to share those with everyone. And hopefully, I'd really like to do some interviews with some of the other YouTube content creators. I really enjoyed watching those type of interview shows myself, or interview episodes, and I have a couple content creators in mind that I'd really like to talk to, ask some questions, and share that with you on my channel. And I have some other pop culture type of collectibles that I'm really looking forward to sharing with everyone. I already did one in which I featured a 1933 baseball pinball game that I had reacquired, that I had from my youth, and that was fun. I actually have another vintage baseball game that I will show in a future episode. And then, of course, pack rips, which I'll be doing my second pack rip tonight. This pack rip tonight will be more of a just straightforward pack rip, as opposed to my first one, which I titled "The Craziest Pack Rip Ever," in which I collaborated with one of my daughters. And of all the videos I made, I think that one is my favorite. Unfortunately, right now it is my lowest viewed video. So if you get a chance, it's not your typical pack rip video. There's some little surprises in it, and I think it worked out well. It just, no one's watched it. So if you get a chance, watch The Craziest Pack Rip Ever. Now I'd like to take just a moment to give some shout outs to some of my new subscribers that have a public profile, and they have content on their channels that I think you would all enjoy. The first one is Clean Cheap Shots. That's the name of their channel, and they are endorsed by Orlando from Collector's Dream, just as I was. And Clean Cheap Shots is a YouTube channel dedicated to the sports card hobby. In his channel, he teaches and shares the history of sports cards and the stories of the people that are portrayed on them. He will be showing some of the cards in his collection, providing hobby thoughts and information, and occasionally he opens packs. Additionally, he might slip in an old comic book or two in his videos, which is pretty cool. And lastly, he features stories of the men who graced the Topps 1953 baseball card set. And actually, that's his most current video, and that's the video I watched. And talk about the history of baseball in that 1953 Topps set. If you're like me and enjoyed the Ken Burns documentary Baseball, you'll enjoy Clean Cheap Shots channel. So give them a view. Secondly, the Comic Book Curator 68. His channel, he talks about pop culture from the 1980s and back, comic books, non-sports cards, and action toys. So a pretty cool channel. If you like something a little, if you like to branch out from just your traditional sports cards channel, check out Comic Book Creator 68. My third new subscriber that I want to highlight is Mookie Chilson. Love that name. And he's also endorsed by Orlando. So that tells you something right there. But according to Mookie Chilson, he's a lo-fi card guy, whatever that means. And he's been working the count since 1986. He's got some great cards, and he did a great Batman PSA reveal. Of course, that piqued my interest. And he's a Mets fan. So if you're a Mets fan, that's another reason to check out Mookie Chilson's channel. Well, even if you're not, he still has some great content. Let's go Mets. And lastly, Rocket Rick J18, another channel that was endorsed by Orlando. And his and Rick's is a great channel if you're into vintage baseball cards, primarily the post World War II era up to 1989. So he's got some awesome videos about cards from the 30s through 50s. And I only have a few cards from the 50s. And I've seen Rick on panel discussions, and he was interviewed by John 3D of 3D 80s Kid fame, and that's a great interview. And I mean, Rick's really knowledgeable. He's probably forgotten more about cards from that era, 30s through the 60s, than I even know. So check him out. Check out all those channels. Give him a view. Give him a like. Give him a comment. I mean, that's how we roll. That's how we do. So anyway, without further ado, I'm going to turn the camera, and we're going to do that drawing for the vintage football cards, and we're going to rip a box of Heritage right now. Okay, the last two videos, part 1 and part 2 of retired NFL players that crossed over to the world of acting, are on the screen. And those are the cards that will be given away to one lucky winner. And all they had to do was like and comment those last two videos, and voila, they'll get the cards. So Vikings, Ed Marinaro, of course, Hill Street Blues. Timmy Brown, he played mainly with the Eagles, and he did some cameos on MASH. Tim Rosevich, he famously appeared on some of the Charlie's Angels episodes. It's a nice gig. Merlin Olsen, you remember his playing days with the Rams, but he also was a main character on Little House on the Prairie, and then he was Father Murphy in the show, of course, Father Murphy. And then Alex Karras, my biggest memory or most memorable role for Alex Karras was when he played Mongo in the classic Blazing Saddles. What a great movie that is. And then he was also in Webster, of course, starred in Webster. Dick Butkus, he starred in the television show Half Nelson, and he was also in Gremlins 2, and he made some other television movie appearances in his acting career. And last but not least, Bubba Smith. He also appeared in different television shows, but I think most people remember him most was from his Police Academy role, and that was great. So those are the cards that will be given away, and these are the 6 qualifiers and one of them will receive all the cards. And 3D 80s Kid, I put a number 1, and that's going to be significant, and I'll explain that in a second. And this is in no particular order, just randomly put on this piece of paper. Disguise cards, number 2 slot. Sooner D, number 3 slot. Vintage card Steve, number 4 slot. Mookie Chilson, number 5 slot. And the Fred Hall, or just Fred Hall Direct Edition, gets the number 6 slot. And since there's 6 slots or 6 qualifiers for the drawing, I just made it easy. And each number is going to represent a number on the die. And I'm just going to roll it. And whatever the number is, that viewer will get all the cards. So without further ado, here's the roll. If it goes off the table, we'll do it again. So I'm just going to do a light roll, but I'm shaking it up. So it's going to be whatever number. It doesn't really matter. And here we go. Number 2. Number 2, Disguise Cards. Yay, congratulations. You receive all these great vintage NFL players that that crossed over to acting, transitioned to acting, and I will get those in the mail to you. So what you'll need to do, Disguise Cards, just to verify, number 2, so there's no funny business. Actually send me an email to commentingcollector@gmail.com. That's just the name of the channel, commentingcollector@gmail.com. Send me your address, and then once I verify with you, then I'll send off your cards. It's as easy as that. But congratulations to everyone that participated, and let's rip this 2023 Heritage Hanger Box. So this will be fun. It's like, you know, for me, it's like a $13 scratch off. You get one possibility for a real one autograph and relic card. There's 35 cards in here. Look for 1974 Topps baseball stamps, including exclusive limited blue parallels. So let's see if we can get lucky. Yeah. On the front we have J.J. Bleday. These are always fun to do. Like I said, it's basically just buying a lottery or a scratch off. Kevin Gossman. Mackenzie Gore, Nationals. Lamont Wade. Andrew McCutchen. Michael Harris II. Topps Rookie Cup, Braves. You can let me know in the comments if there's any short prints or any good ones that I missed. Jose Iglesias, Suzuki and the Cubs. I like this one. Max Scherzer, let's go Mets. Dansby Swanson, Cubbies. Strata Giants. Dylan Bundy, Twinkies. Sandy Alcantara, good one. Connor Joe, Pirates. Derek Hall, another Met. Carlos Santana, Charlie Blackmon, Nick Senzel, David Villar, Rafael Ortega, Yankees. Buxton, Twinkies. Loreno, Athletics. Brandon Crawford's been around forever. Flashback 1974, Joe Morgan, 7 RBI by 3rd inning. It's a nice game. That's a nice game if you got him on your fantasy team that year. Christian Yelich, Brewers. Josh Donaldson. Lourdes Gurriel Jr., Diamondbacks. Joey Meneses, if I'm saying that right or wrong, Rookie Cup. Let me know if that's a good one. Christopher Morel. Marcus Stroman. Brian Reynolds. And last but not least, Easton McGee. So nothing that really stood out to me. Like I said, if there's anything I missed that's worth anything, let me know in the comments. But until then, thanks for joining me. Remember to subscribe. And always, good collecting.
A little while to get her warmed up. She sure is a stubborn one. Whew.
We don't
have a cow. We have a bull